Hey folks, so the news just keeps coming and coming, doesn't it? And it's not all good. Um, where do I start? So, a little while back, the Deutsche Bank released a statement saying that they predicted that the United States would be going through a minor recession. All right, they've since revised that. They've issued another statement. They are now predicting that the United States will go through what they're referring to as a major recession. Uh, And as preppers, I think everybody in the prepping world um, has been seeing this coming. This is something we've been talking about for a long time. This is something we've been prepping for a long time, for the most part. Um, but preppers generally are considered conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat people that are crazy. So when we talk about something and prepare for something, sometimes it doesn't happen, but sometimes it does. Here lately, it's been more the latter. Uh, all the predictions and theories, the conspiracy theories, so to speak, are coming true at an alarming rate. And what I've seen over the last few days is I'm seeing more and more mainstream media talking about recessions and depressions. I'm seeing a large number of CEOs, financial experts, market analysts. A huge number of them are talking about a coming recession or coming depression, to the point that some of them are telling people that you need to be putting your money into assets that appreciate in value. And typically what they're referring to are assets like stocks focused on commodities, avoiding tech sectors, and things like that. They're saying you want to be invested in things like energy, oil, gas, food, metals, precious metals, things like that. But then they're also, well, that's to be expected. They're also talking about buying physical gold and silver. They're talking about how crypto might be an option, but at the same time, with the world headed towards a global digital currency system, China's come out with a digital currency. The United States is looking at having one. And that's going to be a trend that continues. Every country is going to have its own digital currency. There's not going to be a thing that can't be tracked or traced. They're going to know everything about every little transaction. And a lot of these financial experts are suggesting you stock up on methods of conducting transactions outside of the banking system. Some are referring to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. For the most part, the majority of the others are talking about gold, silver, and physical goods that hold their value. Now, this is coming from market analysts, financial advisors, things like that normally wouldn't be referring to physical, tangible assets outside of the stock market. It's pretty concerning when you listen to a financial expert say that you need to have you need to be taking your money out of the bank, putting it into gold, silver, food, real estate, and any asset that has physical appreciating value and can be easily liquid or easily transferable into another form of wealth. So this is really concerning. Again, I'm not a financial expert by any means, but I've seen the writing on the wall for over a year now, and now I'm seeing people that normally wouldn't be talking about this stuff. That has to let you know, that has to ring some alarm bells for you. You have to think that if they're talking about things that they would normally refer to as conspiracy theories and crazy talk, just how bad is it going to be? So I think that is concerning enough in itself, but that's not all. Now China has started mass testing for a new wave of the pandemic, and they're doing it to such a focused extent that it's raising alarms and raising fears of a possible lockdown in China. Now, Shanghai has already been on lockdown for 3-4 weeks now. This is happening in Beijing now, and I've heard reports that I haven't been able to confirm that a lot of China's ports are being shut down, leaving hundreds of ships offshore empty, waiting to be loaded from ports that are not running. Now there's some speculation as to, is this actually a new outbreak in China, or is it their way of putting the screws to the United States economy and just trying to hurt us economically? Regardless, this lockdown and testing in China, particularly if the lockdown spread, poses some serious risks of more supply line disruptions across the world, not just here in the United States. So that's concerning as well, because we're already having difficulty getting products in certain areas. There's limited supply of product in certain areas. Again, it's regional. It varies, but the shortages and the disruptions are there. This could potentially make it so much worse. Now, on top of that, as if that's not enough. And with the past couple of years, it's never enough. There's always more. The FBI has started warning farmers to be prepared for ransomware attacks. Hackers are hacking farms and farmers, of all things, knowing that if they can't get their seed in the ground or in time, or if they miss their harvest windows, it can cause severe damage to that farmer financially. And also, as a result, it'll have major implications on our food supply. So we're seeing more and more attacks against our food supply system. We're seeing more and more things that are putting our supply lines and our supply chains at extreme risk. Now, where exactly is the breaking point? I mean, we've already gone through a pandemic. We're experiencing a war in Ukraine right now. They shut down the economy here in the United States, and for most of the world, at various points, for various lengths of time, all of that has taken a huge toll on a very fragile supply line system. So now the hits just keep coming. It's like a boxing match. You got one punch, then you got another, then you got another. How many punches can our supply chain take? Where is the straw that's going to break the camel's back? I mean, at what point does everything just crumble to pieces? I think we're getting closer and closer to that. And it's, the ransomware attacks, the warning from the FBI, that's not all, you've got issues with fertilizer availability not being able to be accessed or obtained. Truckers are delivering fertilizer across the country, but there's places out west where there's severe drought and fires. They can't plant because they haven't gotten any rain. In fact, I was reading a report earlier that made it sound like the first thing that crossed my mind as I was reading it, are we looking at a possible second Dust Bowl event in the Midwest? You've got all these fires. You've got the ground is too dry to be planting and fertilizing anything because the wind will just blow it away, from one of the reports that I read. We're facing a perfect storm of events that could cripple our entire economy and potentially severely damage our entire society, not just here in the United States, but globally. The Japanese currency, I was listening to an analyst earlier this week. The Japanese currency has reached I think it was a 20-year low. And for the third largest currency in the world, it's actually ranking somewhere, if I recall right, somewhere around the worst in the 41st worst on the list. So, of a list of about 50 of the worst currencies in the world, the Japanese currency is one of the 3 largest, but it's also ranks number 41 on the worst. And they're looking to the United States to step in and intervene. The problem is, this country is so in debt, so overspent, and we're spending billions per month. We're handing out money left and right to anybody that wants it, money that we don't have. It's a nightmare. It really is. And you have to wonder exactly how bad is it going to get, because every time I think I know how bad it's going to get, we get more news and it just looks even worse. It really boggles the mind at times. At least for me, I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, what else could happen? And I know from personal experience that's the worst thing to be asking, because usually when you ask what else could go wrong, you find out very quickly what else can go wrong. I've told everybody before, and I haven't gone into specifics, but I've told everybody before what you need to be doing. You need to be prepping. You need to be stocking food. You need to be growing food, creating networks of people in your local area, in your neighborhoods, and in your communities, people that you can trade with. If you can't produce it, find somebody in your community that can, and build a relationship with them. You need to set aside means of conducting these trades, these barters, whether it's for goods that will be in high demand, hygiene items, medicine, antibiotics, whatever, gold, silver, junk silver, or as some people refer to it, constitutional silver, or utility silver. You need to be building that up, building up the network, storing food, producing food, building self-reliance into your life at a level that you've never known before. You need to make sure that You need to set yourself up in a way that no matter what happens, if the power goes out, you've got some sort of backup system, or you can make do without power. If you use gas for heat, make sure that you have an alternative form of heat. You need to have, and it's critical at this point, you need to have multiple streams of income right now. One job, one form of income is not sufficient anymore. And it's not so much how much money you're bringing in, although that is part of it. The key to this, the importance of this is in the fact that you have multiple forms or multiple streams of income coming in, so that if one fails or if you lose one, you've got more. You're not completely helpless. You're not completely broke. You have to build redundancy into your life at every level. If you're on city water, figure out a way of having some sort of backup. If you're on well water, figure out a way of having some way of powering that well, and then have a backup to the well in addition to all of that. Redundancy, backup systems, multiple streams of income, ways to barter and trade, alternative forms of currency, local contacts to barter and trade with, to rely, to fall back on if you need assistance. These are all things that you need to be building into your life right now. And I might say that these are the things that you should have been building into your life for a long time now, but if you haven't done it until now, you definitely need to start, and you need to double time. I'm hoping that things won't get that bad, that won't get to that level, that we won't have a major social economic collapse that cripples this country, that won't be a complete grid down without rule of law, Mad Max type scenario. I hope we don't experience that. But as preppers, it's our job and what we do to prepare for that. You need to be ready. And for me personally, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, and there's so much to do. I know it's discouraging, it's unnerving, because you have so much to do, but you feel like you have so little time to do it. But the fact is, you have to do a little at a time. We're running out of time. I honestly believe we're running out of time. And there's so much that we have to do, but at the same time, get something done every day. I don't care what it is. If it fits into your plan of preparedness and survival, make steps, make progress towards your plans and towards your preps every single day. It doesn't matter what it is, what area it is. Jump from one to the other. Focus on one until you got that down, then move to another. However you approach it, you need to be making progress, making advances in your preparations every single day. If you're not, you're falling behind. I know this is not one of those videos where it fills you with a lot of hope. I know it's probably more of the fear porn type, anxiety causing videos. I'm sorry for that. That's just what I'm seeing right now. I do have a couple of videos coming up that I'm going to make for you to show you some of some more things that I'm doing, give you updates on my garden, things like that. But try to look at this video not as trying to create anxiety or fear, but just to give you a kick in the pants. Make sure you're getting something done. Anything. Make progress every day. We don't know how long we're going to have. We don't know how bad it's going to get. Hopefully it won't be that bad, but all the signs are telling us that it's going to be life-changing. And you can take that however you want to. That can be interpreted in any number of ways, but I'm going to say that this will be life-changing because some of the things that I see coming will fundamentally alter the way you live your life, regardless of whether the society collapse and the economy collapses. If some of the changes that are happening, that are being pushed by the bankers, the political elites, those in power, if some of their plans mature the way they want them to, this is going to be a life-changing event, a life-changing experience. This is something that you'll be telling your children and your grandchildren about, I believe. I honestly believe that. On the order of the magnitude of the Great Depression, if not greater than that. Because I'm seeing some moves by the banking system and by the politicians that lead me to believe that they're setting up a whole new social economic system, and it's coming so much faster than most people believe. And it's going to be nothing like anything you've ever seen before. I've actually got a specific video that I'm going to be doing about that, but I want to take a little bit more time to prepare for that one. But anyway, I apologize for all the fear porn and all the anxiety, but this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm feeling today, and this is what I needed to do the video on. This is what I felt I needed to talk about. I've got some more stuff coming in the next couple of days that will be more about what I'm doing and what you should be doing. Basically showing you progress and options as opposed to, oh my God, this is happening, get ready. But you know, it is what it is. This is something that comes along with all of the how-tos and DIY videos. Anyway, that's all I've got for right now. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll get some more videos out as quickly as I can. Until next time, folks, stay busy, make progress, stay alert, be aware of what's going on around you. Take care of yourselves and your family, and I'll catch you later.